first of all, it's free therapy. All right, I love it.
We talk about social and emotional learning for our students, but I think oftentimes the adults in the school buildings forget about their social and emotional learning.
It's an interesting hour where you can get a book that you might want to read, or you can get an idea, or somebody says, yeah, I tried this.
Just seeing things and kind of talking through similar struggles that we all go through or we all share is just helpful to know that I'm not really alone in what I'm going through, and get advice and different perspectives from different groups of people.
I think it's really easy to get caught up in the grind of teaching, and you're always pouring your energies and compassion into your students, into your classroom, your family, maybe other coworkers. And I think in, the ride of all of that, we forget about ourselves. So Upward does exactly that, where we pause and reflect as a community to think about those things and how to give back to ourselves.
I get to interact with people I don't normally see on a daily basis, which is really nice to just see and communicate with other people from different departments.
And even though we work together daily and we have meetings together daily, that's not the kind of meetings we're having.
I sit in this room all day, every day, and very rarely get to speak with anybody else that is my age.
I'm usually alone here in my room and tend to meet with students and don't get a lot of adult interaction. So by coming every month, I get to meet new staff members that I wouldn't normally get to meet and have conversations with.
I do have more common bonds with more people within the organization, and that gives the overall adult population here greater collective power by sharing within those commonalities.
And I think by the school letting you create this program, I think, to me, it felt like they cared.
I come because it's a way for me to feel good community.
Just reflect on what's going on with my life, maybe do a reset, or get back into a positive mindset when I've been challenged by that.
It's a good reminder that not only should I tell other people to practice SEL, but that I should also practice SEL, and making time in my day to actually remove myself from my everyday, every hour environment to focus on some self-care is important.
It allows me to take time to pause, reflect, and kind of process some of the emotions that come along with teaching throughout the year.
Because it's a break.
Having these conversations with other teachers and the instructional coaches have really made me think about conversations that I'm having in the classroom. And I think I took away a lot more than I thought I would for even my personal life.
It fills my bucket because I love to spend time with the instructional coaches. I get all three of them, usually at the same time. And when I leave, I feel happy. I feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm valued here at school.
I mean, it is something I look forward to going to because I know that I have that, right?
Do something for myself.
The positivity. I feel like I could be having a lull in my month or my week, and I go there and I come out feeling refreshed.
It's changed and grown throughout the last few years. When we needed it to be something different, the instructional coaches made it what we needed.
Each year we kind of talk about different things, but the nice thing too is the fact that you don't have to come like the previous year. If you do miss a session or something else, you're not behind or anything.
And even if it is a similar topic, maybe you want to try a different approach the second time around.
But very relevant to what we're facing as a school climate. But then also I feel like every year there's different teachers that come.
Both new and continued participants has allowed for more people to partake in those conversations and even build great relationships with other people on staff that they wouldn't have talked to otherwise.
We're really good about kind of layering first, right? So maybe it starts with you, and then maybe you're looking at how you present yourself outward to the world. And so I kind of like the building blocks that they put into their sessions.
We've all come to be very comfortable with each other, and it's a space where you don't have to edit what you want to say. Nobody judges you for what you say, and you leave there with just this feeling like, okay, I can go on now for this day or this week and look forward to the next time we all get together.
And I can have an opinion, and it's either validated or understood.
Because I've gone multiple years in a row and once a month, it's really helped me feel a sense of community at the school because I'm talking to the same people and we're processing emotions. And we can check in with each other once a month.
Growing yourself and pushing your limits and getting out of your comfort zone. I totally believe in all that. So when I sit and I actually watch my colleagues, it actually helps me understand them better.
Or how I can carry grace to myself that I give to my colleagues when they need that.
I'm a relatively new teacher, so I started since my first year of teaching. The things that I took from the sessions have been different each year.
I enjoy going back, and I plan to continue this year. And it's just nice to have that time throughout the middle of a hectic day to have those conversations too.
All the things that you learn in the sessions can go way beyond what you know, how you apply it in work or your classrooms.
It's just a little thing, but I love the idea, and my son and I, my 13-year-old and I, are going to do it. We decided to start the jar, okay, with a twist. We're actually gonna have 2 jars, and we're gonna put things that have gone well during the week in one jar, and things that were not so good in another jar. And then we're gonna, at the end of the week, we're gonna burn the bad stuff without reading it, but then we're gonna read all the good things that happened to us. Sometimes, you know, as a teenager, he comes home and doesn't feel very good, and so he's looking forward to burning stuff.
I really remember BAM, and that helps me get through certain days.
Personally, the bands. I mean, the bands have really, I think, revolutionized my weekends, honestly, of just like commitments and everything else, and just knowing that, you know, I am a people pleaser and I do have a hard time saying no to people. And so just talking through the fact that I do need to set boundaries and know that this is the best that I can give you at this moment, that has really changed my perspective.
Talking about like professionalism and what that means to you and how it is so different from person to person on what the word even means.
Choose a word that we wanted to stick to. And I find myself in passing periods, like in those 5 minutes, when sometimes there's a class you need to like reset from so you don't take it out on the next class. Like thinking back to what my overarching goals have been.
Instead of concentrating on one thing, make it a game. I think you guys did look for light switches or something. And so I do that just to kind of get my mind focused on something other than the drive or what I have going on at home or in school. And just rearranging my focus has made a huge difference outside of school and in the classroom.
Do like a listen and notice when I'm feeling down and trying to listen to some of the students' conversations. And that always usually cheers me up because students are fun.
This year, it's to go to that edge of the boundaries again, because I've been in my comfort zone, but I already know when I push myself to the limit, then I grow.
We talked about being that person in the conversation or in the room, being the pig pen? Right, being the pig pen. And there are times when I'm starting to think, as I'm going through things, am I being that person? Just to make sure that I'm not the one that's derailing a conversation, or I'm not the negative or anything like that.
Just like, okay, what do I see? What do I smell? Like what's around me? Like can help me to like calm down or de-escalate the situation. We ask our students to connect to information every single day, and now as a teacher, I'm connecting like why I am behaving or why I'm reacting to something in a certain way because of A, B, or C.
What I take out of it is also when I can leave this room and I can go look for those people who are in my session if I need someone to lean on.
I tend to keep what we do in the session at my desk to remind myself, hey, this is what we're working towards. This is what we just did, and I felt really awesome after, so I want to keep that going.
I view upward like eating ice cream. Sometimes I need a lot of it with all the toppings, and I can take that back to my classroom with me. And then sometimes I just need a little bit, and I can take that little nugget that I have, that little chocolate chip, and take it back to my classroom. But there's always something that I get out of it.
As a principal at Grand Community High School, the value of having adult ongoing SEL is, almost can't quantify it. We talk a lot with teachers about wanting to connect with kids and meet their social emotional needs. That's not really possible unless we're meeting our adult SEL needs and are connected there as well. So having this program in place that is been established, that builds community, that supports adults, meets them where they're at, really is a starting point for a lot of the other things that we can do with students here day in and day out. So I can't really appreciate it enough, honestly.
For your mental health and sanity.
Just to celebrate a win, right?
You learn so much about yourself.
So overall, it's the best thing that I experience every month. When I come to it, it makes me happy.
Yay. So highly recommended.
Yay. Anything else in your mind about it?
I just love our instructional coaches.